You lie down, fall asleep, and without realizing it, the body stops breathing. By 10, 20, sometimes 40 seconds. This happens 1, 2, dozens of times per hour. People who share the room with you have already commented that you snore every night. When sleep apnea appears, it is not the beginning of the problem. It is the final warning. It is as if the body shouted, "I'm not able to keep the basics anymore." And the most serious? Many people only find out when they have already had an accident, lost their memory, or developed heart disease. Apnea is the visible failure of an entire system that was already failing in silence. The muscles do not relax, the heart shoots, the brain awakens even without you noticing. Sleep is no longer repaired. The body gets old at night. And when he wakes up, he charges. Lack of energy, pain without explanation, loss of concentration, irritability. But what seemed just tiredness of age is often the reflection of an entire night struggling to breathe. The most shocking, apnea can last years before being diagnosed. She advances disguised as snoring, insomnia, agitated nights. And when we realize that something is wrong, we are already living with a waterfall of internal deregulation. In metabolism, hormones, in blood pressure, in humor. Apnea does not arise out of nowhere. It is the result of a body that has lost its own pace. His 67-year-old Arnaldo has always been strong. Worker, I didn't like doctors, much less drama. But for months he had been waking up more tired than he went to sleep. I thought it was just the time passing the bill. It began to nap after lunch, then on the couch. One day he fell asleep standing in the car, with his foot on the brake in front of a traffic light. Narrowly did not cause an accident. The wife had been noticing for a long time. High snips, long stops, strange sighs in the middle of the night. But Arnaldo said it was normal. I always slept like this. He only agreed to investigate after, on a visit to the grandchildren, he sodded sitting and almost fell from his chair. Polysomnography came with the diagnosis, severe apnea, more than 60 respiratory interruptions per hour. He didn't know, but he slept on the edge of a collapse. With the treatment, Arnaldo again directed, talking more clearly, to walk without pain. He understood, late, but in time, that apnea is not just a sleep disorder. It is the reflection of a body that had been asking for help for a long time, and the first step to cure stopped ignoring. Before we continue, if you seek to understand more about sleep health and tips for sleeping and living better, subscribe to the channel and stay on top of new videos. There is a silent cycle that reaches millions of people over 50, and almost no one talks about it. It all starts with a sleepless night, which seems harmless. Wake up once or twice, feel the pillow uncomfortable, go to the bathroom. The next day, the body just looks like half slow, but inside the collapse began. Muscles do not recover, hormones do not balance, and energy does not return. During deep sleep, the body releases growth hormone and is not just for children. This hormone repairs muscle fibers, reduces inflammation, and helps regulate metabolism. If you do not reach or remain enough time at this stage, lose this regeneration. And without realizing it, the muscles begin to weaken, the joints hurt, the firmness in the legs decreases. It seems aging, but it is poorly healed sleep. Who suffers from apnea rarely goes into deep sleep. Each time the brain detects lack of oxygen, it awakens the body, even if you don't remember. They are micro-despertes that interrupt sleep cycles all night, and since the body never completes its recovery, the day begins with exhaustion. The worst? Often this happens for years without diagnosis, and the price is high: loss of strength, muscle fragility, and increased falls. Muscle loss, called sarcopenia, is not just a matter of strength. It affects balance, mobility, and even digestion. Weak muscles make it difficult even simple tasks such as getting out of bed, climbing stairs, or holding a bag. And when the body feels this physical limitation, the mind also suffers, increases anxiety, insecurity, and fear of leaving home. It all starts with a fragmented sleep. Science today already understands that the apnea and muscle loss go together. A study by Sleep Health Journal showed that elderly with severe apnea have up to 35% less leg muscle mass than people with normal sleep. That is, bad sleep literally steals muscles. It's not just about resting more. It is about allowing the body to recover its structure, and this only happens in a deep and continuous sleep. Now think, how many nights have you had in recent months And how many times did you woke up feeling that you carried someone else's body, slower, heavier, more fragile? Apnea may not be the only problem, but if there is chronic tiredness, soft muscles, and difficulty even to walk faster, there may be a hidden enemy inside your pillow. And today, let's change that. After 60, the body is undergoing deep but often silent changes. The biological clock, which once controlled sleep and metabolism well, begins to mislead. Melatonin production falls almost in half. The musculature enters natural decline, and the night breath is more vulnerable to interruptions. This scenario paves the way for apnea to settle without drawing attention. Stanford University showed that more than 56% of adults above 60 have some degree of apnea, even without diagnosis. And the older the age, the greater the chance of sleep being interrupted by respiratory stops. The throat muscles relax more, the collagen breaks easily, and muscle tone decreases. Result, the air has more difficulty passing, and the body awakens without even realizing it. But there is another more alarming data. A survey published in the Journal of Gerontology revealed that interrupted sleep elderly has a 2.5 times higher risk of developing chronic back, hips, and knees. This is because deep sleep is also the moment when inflammation is controlled. Without this phase, the body dawns inflamed, locked, and without strength to regenerate throughout the day. What's worse is that many believe this discomfort is part of age, but it is not. It is the accumulated result of nights without real rest, waking up with rigidity, touching and sleeping during the day, feeling that the body is rusty. These are signs of fragmented sleep and loss of muscle recovery. And all this can be caused or aggravated by sleep apnea, even if it is light. In addition, the lack of oxygenation at night compromises the brain. The recent memory wears out, the capacity for attention decreases, and even mood suffers. Many older people feel angry or sad for no reason when it is actually the interrupted sleep that is undermining the neurotransmitters responsible for well-being. Serotonin falls, dopamine plummets, and the sense of exhaustion settles. And when you get together apnea plus lack of deep sleep plus nourishing muscles, the body goes into alert mode. The heart accelerates, the pressure oscillates, the immune system weakens. The problem is no longer just snoring. It is all an internal collapse that expresses itself in the body upon waking. But there is a way out, and the turning point begins with a change in the night routine, more powerful than you think. Now imagine that your body is like an orchestra. Each instrument, heart, lung, brain, muscles, only works well if the conductor follows, the circadian rhythm. When this rhythm is maladjusted, harmony becomes noise. And one of the biggest saboteurs of this synchronization is the unregulated night routine. Sleeping at different times, eating badly at night, using screen until late. All this shuffles the signs, but it has good news. The body responds quickly to clear signs. When you dinner light, reduce lights at night, take a calm breath, and expose yourself to the sun in the morning, you are talking to your hormones. It's saying, it's time to turn off and recover, and they obey. Melatonin rises, cortisol retreats, the muscles enter repair mode, the brain begins the cleaning of dawn. What most people don't know is that these signs are like keys to a lock. And this lock keeps what matters most: deep sleep, less pain, strong muscles. Studies show that 20 minutes of natural light in the morning increases the efficiency of nocturnal production of melatonin by up to 50%. And light meals with tryptophan before bed help maintain this regeneration cycle on the rise. There is the climax. Apnea, which seemed just a breathing problem, is the cry of a whole body asking for help. A body that is without signal. Without restorative sleep. No right food at the right time, but it can still be rebalanced. And the key is in a simple, kind, but extremely effective night protocol, which you will know in the next topic. This is not a miracle. It is physiology. It is understanding how your body works after 50 and giving it the right conditions to do what you already know how to do, cure at night. But for this to happen, you need to align 3 forces: routine, right nutrients, and proper environment. The combination of these 3 things not only reduces light and moderate apnea, it recovers muscle strength and improves mood when waking up. The time has come to turn this key. In the next act, we will show you how to set up this restorative night package. Strategic foods, simple adjustments in the environment, and small habits that reprogram your body to sleep better, breathe better, and wake up with more energy, even after 60. Let's set up your night ritual in 3 simple steps: environment, food, and rhythm. First, adjust the room, temperature between 18 and 20 degrees Celsius, without direct light, and use blackout curtains. Continuous and soft sounds help. A fan or white noise, for example, calm the nervous system. The goal is to signal the body that the day is over and it is safe to rest. Now, think about what you will put on the plate at night. No heavy meals. Prefer something light with tryptophan, such as a banana with oats, a boiled egg, or a spoon of cottage. They provide amino acids that the brain needs to produce serotonin and then melatonin. And if you want to reinforce, a small handful of pumpkin seeds, deliver magnesium and tryptophan together, a powerful combination for muscle relaxation. Finally, the rhythm. Treat the last hour of the day as sacred. Turn off screens, avoid stressful conversations, and use this time for a personal ritual. Warm bath, quiet reading, breathing 4-7-8. If you do this for just 7 nights in a row, your body begins to synchronize again with what he already knows how to do: heal. This is your new night recovery kit. Now, a little commented secret: cottage cheese, simple and easy to find. Few spoons before bed release casein, a slow digestion protein that nourishes their muscles throughout the night. This prevents the body from coming into a catabolic state, that is, to begin to eat the muscles itself for lack of nutrients. In addition, cottage is rich in leucine, an essential amino acid to trigger muscle synthesis. For those who feel they are disappearing over time, less strength, less firmness, this food helps keep the mass lean. The best? It is light, does not weigh on the stomach, and has low glycemic impact. You can eat pure or mix with a spoonful of chopped kiwi to gain a natural melatonin bonus. This pair creates the ideal scenario: fed muscles, deep sleep guaranteed. Think of this ritual as a night hug on your body, something that is working in silence while you rest. Remember that snoring that seemed just a nuisance? Or that feeling of waking up more tired than it went to sleep? Now you know. These are the alerts of an unruly body, and the apnea is often the last alarm. But you don't have to wait for this point to act. You just learned that you can help your body with minor adjustments before bedtime. A darker room, a lighter meal, a right food at the right time. It's not about changing everything at once. It is about repeating small care every day, because this is what brings strength, recovery, and more health after 50. Now I want to know, what part of this protocol will you try tonight? Count on the comments. Your report can help other people who still think snoring is normal. If this content helped you, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and share with who also deserve to sleep in peace. And remember, taking care of sleep is taking care of life.